Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina episode. I'm your host, Tina Thompson, and I have got coming up my Teacher of the Month and also Anna Tobin with Meals on Wheels of Fairfield County. She's going to just share with us some things that are going on for March for Meals, and they have a lot of great things happening, folks, so don't go anywhere, and I've got a little bit of a message to share with you later in the show. It's Down Home with Tina.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Alex Lape. In my 30-year law enforcement career, I have seen many different trends in illicit drug trade and substance use disorders. Fentanyl is the deadliest drug that I have ever encountered. Very minuscule amounts can be fatal. Fentanyl is present in most mainstream illicit drugs. Drug cartels are now pressing fentanyl into forms that appear to be common candies. Ingesting any of these fake candies or pills can have fatal overdose effects. This ongoing drug epidemic requires a balanced approach. We must focus our attentions and resources on treatment and education in conjunction with enforcement efforts that hold those who traffic in dangerous drugs accountable. For your sake and the sake of your family, do not take any medications that are not issued through prescriptions by your pharmacy. Thank you.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have Karie Stone. She is Career Navigator with Fairfield County Workforce Development. Hi, Karie.
Hi, Tina.
You are my Teacher of the Month, and our Teacher of the Month is sponsored by Cryo Communications, so I'm excited to have you. Now, I said Career Navigator, but you teach the students on what?
A lot of different things. So I come into the schools and work with students, primarily the seniors who are kind of uncertain about what their decision is after they graduate. So we do a lot of career exploration. Typically, I go into classes that are set up for career exploration. So, for example, I'll go to Lancaster High School and work with students that are in a career connections class. Maybe a work release program, and work with students. Or they might be in a class like at Burn Union, they have a college and career readiness class. So that teacher is already doing exploration in college and, different programs and things like that. So she may be focused on different opportunities that are out there. So I connect that teacher with the businesses and things that are local out there and bring those businesses in to meet with students and let them know what jobs are available to them. So
very, very nice. Yeah. Why did you decide to get into this?
Well, I was a classroom teacher for 20 years and I just decided, you know what, it wasn't that I disliked being in the classroom. I absolutely loved being a science teacher. But I wanted to do something a little different. And when I saw this come across the ESC's website, I said, you know what, this looks like fun. I want to try this. And I applied and, it was a good fit and I really enjoy it. I love working with seniors. It's just a great population of students to work with. And, I've always been the college route with kids before, as a teacher in general, we look to push kids toward one direction. And I saw this now with the change in direction with kids and seeing that, college isn't for everyone.
That's right.
Yeah, this is definitely the direction where a lot of students are headed now. And I just absolutely adore this job. I think it's a fun thing for students to see that they have options and getting to, I'm from Lancaster originally, and getting to work with businesses locally here. It has been a lot of fun to see the connection that I can make and, students are really enjoying that.
What is the difference from when you were a teacher and teaching and what you do now?
You know what? It's that aha moment for students. They finally get to see, I don't have to go to college. That's not my only option now. I'm not a failure if I don't go to college. That's really what I love about it. So, that's the difference to me. Yeah.
There are folks, I know, friends of mine that have taken a trade path and they make just the same amount of money, if not more, than what some of those that have gotten a college degree. Now, I'm not saying that they're, you know what I mean? It's just different.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do, no, I say different. It's a different route is what I mean by that. And it's okay to do that different, go that different route, because I mean, that was the route I chose. I didn't do the college thing. I went the different, you know, mine was a little different though. And I love that we have folks as yourself that can go in and tell kids that, but also if they want to go to college, there is that opportunity to go to college. I was kind of told, well, you can't afford to go to college.
Yeah.
And because I didn't have that knowledge that I couldn't, and then, but I was also kind of like, well, do I really want to go to college? So I say that I couldn't go, but I didn't really look into it hard enough either for myself. But I like to give myself as an example that it's okay that if you go a different direction, because it's what's best and what fits for you.
Yeah. Yeah, what I found is, you know, connecting with these businesses, you bring in these people to talk to these owners of businesses, to talk to the students, and they have different paths as well. The very first day on the job, my boss, Rick Zabrak, one of the things that he introduced me to, I think it was a chamber meeting, and we're sitting here with about, there's probably 60 business people in the room, and he said, raise your hand if you actually followed the path that you meant to when you went to college. And I would say about 5 people actually raised their hand, and it was really eye-opening to me. And there was educators in the room as well, not just myself, and it was amazing just to see how many people, you know, really didn't follow their path. I didn't follow my path either. I have an undergrad degree in science, and I didn't become an educator till a little down the line. So I was, you know, it really made me think about what I did too, and knowing that these kids are going to change their mind many, many times.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, you know, I had to really, really think, and I changed my mind. They're going to change their mind. As an educator, this is probably a good thing to teach students. So bringing in business owners and bringing in people who are from industries, and these kids are going to, there's going to be so many changes in their lives.
That's right.
They don't have to go to college. They don't have to do this. So I love that. And then the other thing too, you know, we opened the Workforce Center not too long ago. We now have pre-apprenticeships, so now I'm full hands-on in that as well. So I'm not just in the schools. I'm actually bringing kids to the Workforce Center. I'm working with 57 students this year in that. We're connecting with the colleges. So it's not that we're now not doing college. We're now incorporating seniors into those programs, and they have the option for college too with that.
And I hope also with talking with you today, with parents that have their hearts set on, you may have a very, very smart child, and they are a senior and they are just adamant about not going to college. It's okay for the parent to just be accepting of, because do you really want them to go and then spend all this money and you've got all this student debt, and then they don't end up doing that. They end up doing a trade at the end anyways. And I have 2 children. One is a senior this year. She's ready to go, and she's got accepted to college. She knows what she wants to do. My son, who's a few years older than she, nope, Mom, I don't want to go to college. Knew right out the gate. And he's in a trade right now. However, he's been in the trade for about 3 years now, and he says, you know what, I don't know if I'm gonna. You know what, he's open to do something else if he wants to. He hasn't put himself in that position and blocked him to where he's in a lot of debt. You know, he's done great, and I'm just like, hey, do it while you can, son. If you want to do something else, do it. You know, and he's thinking about being a paramedic, you know, or something like that. And I thought, hey, you know what? That is awesome. Because he was one of those kids. I was like, you're so smart. You sure you don't want to go to college? But that doesn't mean that you aren't smart if you don't go to college either. You know, like I said, it wasn't the career path. So it is. I love that you shared that story, because it's so true. Everybody's different. We all have our own path to take.
Exactly. And we have to train ourselves. You know, as a teacher, I had to tell myself, you know, I don't have to force my own kids. Like you said, you don't have to force your kids to go to college. There's other ways. And we've got a baby boom generation that they're kind of retirees right now, you know. Our 90s children, we graduated in the 90s. Now we have to kind of tell ourselves that we went to college. Some of us went to college, and now we don't have to make our children go to college. So
a lot of great trades out there. Is there more trades that are not that you're finding that are in need of workers?
The construction trades right now, anything in construction, the electrical field, any of the skilled trades, electrical, carpentry, HVAC, those are really big right now. The Workforce Center programs that we have, you know, the nice thing about what we're doing at the Workforce Center is our programs right now are grant funded. So we've got this nice grant that's paying for all of that. So the kids are getting some college credit, and none of it is they're not paying anything out of their own pocket while they're doing that. So that has been wonderful for them. If students want to continue, they have an apprenticeship program. So, students that are getting jobs with Claypool Electric or, some of the HVAC Accurate Heating and Cooling. These are a pre-apprenticeship to an apprenticeship program where those kids can actually get continued training for free.
Nice.
Continued training, and the companies are invested in them, and they're not, again, nothing out of their own pockets.
And a lot of them have great retirement. They have things that are, and some kids aren't looking at that at all right now, but as parents are just like, look at this bigger bed at the same time.
Right.
We got to let them make their do their thing that they want to do. And as long as they love or really enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah.
You don't want to be stuck in something that you don't like.
Yeah, and I just love the districts. I've come to really appreciate all the school districts and what, all the teachers and all the administrators that we work with. I'm lucky to have that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, work for the ESC and partner with, and Rick Zabrak and the Workforce Center. What an amazing partnership it is.
I love it. Well, that's great. It sounds like you love your job and they love you. That's why you're my Teacher of the Month. Aww. And with Teacher of the Month, you get a little goodie bag in here. And Ava Jewelers, she and I, we work together, so there's a certificate in there for you for Ava Jewelers and a couple of other little fun things. And so I had shared earlier, my last show, about my mug that I have, that I make my own sunshine. So I do, folks, I have a gift in there for you, Karie, that has the same mug, because not only for you to make your own sunshine, but when people read it, they are saying to themselves, so I would say, read my mug. And then say, I make my own sunshine. I'm like, that's right, you make your own sunshine, and don't you ever forget that. So anyways, Karie, this is for you. And thank you so much for what you do for our future. Our kids are our future. So
thank
that's
you so
awesome.
much.
Good stuff.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Folks, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I am going to have Anna Tobin, Meals on Wheels, Older Adult Alternatives of Fairfield County. Can't wait for her to share with us what's coming up for March. It's Down Home with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
You walked down the aisle and promised happily ever after. Sometimes happily ever after means ending a relationship. We know the conversations are not easy. Deciding what's best for you, your children, and your next steps takes work and communication. At Dagger Law, we know there are no monsters in a divorce, only people trying to find their way. Local, trusted, experienced. Dagger Law.
Welcome back. It is Down Home with Tina, and I have a gal who I have notes sometimes that I may forget their name. I've known Anna Tobin forever. I know what she does. I know what she eats. No, I'm joking. I don't know what she eats. No, I'm just joking. Anna, you and I go way back to, I don't want to say 2010, but it's close to that. It's been a long time. You were before with Big Brothers Big Sisters, which Jillian Pugh, she does a great job. You have now been with Meals on Wheels of Fairfield County for how many years?
9 years. I had my anniversary in February, so 9 years.
Yes.
Great organization.
Isn't it though?
Oh, it is. Great people work there. Our volunteers are fabulous. And the seniors we serve, love them.
You went from kids to aging adults.
Yeah, it's been a great transition. I mean, 9 years of it. I must like it. I've been there for a while.
That's right, yeah. So even from maybe from back then, you all do so much more than the Meals on Wheels side of things, the meals, I mean.
Exactly. So for your listeners or your viewers, Meals on Wheels has been around for 50 years. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary sometime this year. And so the services that's been in place over the years have grown from just the meals to everything from transportation to personal emergency response systems to in-home care to utility assistance. There's just a variety of programs, almost 20 different programs and services. Education is huge through Meals on Wheels. And our whole goal really is to ensure connection, health, and independence for the seniors of Fairfield County. And we do that in a variety of ways. And with the nutrition services being one of those ways.
I just remember having conversations where you will have talks with folks or have things and share about, the safety of your home. You're an aging adult. What are the right things to do for in your home?
So
do you have throw rugs? Do you have what's best for you as an aging adult?
Sure. So what I love about our program is when you come into the program and asking for services in your home, it starts with an in-home assessment. And we send a care coordinator to your home. We've got a great staff of people who all have experience in the elder world. And so they visit the home and they actually, you might be asking for meals, but they're talking to you about your mobility. They're talking to you about your home condition, your family supports, and just getting to know you. And the reason they do that is because they want to be able to offer you the various services that potentially could assist you. And we leave that up to you. Many people say, no, I just really want to start with the meals. And after they get to know us, you develop trust and relationships with our organization. And then they're more willing to say, I think I might want a housekeeper to come in and help me clean my home. Or I think I will try one of those personal emergency response systems because I am home alone, I've fallen a few times, and I think that will help me feel more safe and secure in my own home. And what I love, these programs and services really do assist our seniors, and we get story after story of older adults. And this one's a sad story, but it did come through this past week, and I was so happy that our senior had the services of the personal emergency response button, but they were in an abusive home environment with family members moving in. And the older adult was actually able to press the button during an episode where there was abuse taking place, and the online could hear what was happening and sent the police over and got that senior to safety. This opened up whole discussions on the importance of these emergency response buttons. We've had seniors tell us someone's breaking in, press the button. Neighbor's house caught fire, press the button. Other situations where it's not necessarily that they've taken a tumble, and that's the majority of the calls, when they press their button. But if there's something not right in the home, I smell gas, pressing the button. And the call center will say, what's your emergency? And you're telling them.
Wow.
And so they send you the appropriate response, whether it's calling your family member to come help you out or calling emergency services. So it's just interesting, these programs dig deep, and whatever the need is for the individual. And we talk about so many times that our programming is so individualized. It's what you need at the time. So maybe you do need some help with medical equipment. You need a walker, or you need a transfer bench to help you get in and out of the tub, or a raised toilet seat or something after a surgery. That's personal to you. And so maybe you heal up and you no longer need that. Maybe you need something else. But we're not making you take services that you don't want or need, but we're addressing your current situation and how we can assist you.
And you saying that, when an individual is needing your services, how do they qualify, or who is eligible for them? And is it the same thing? Like, do they have to qualify, or they qualify for the meals? Do they qualify for everything? Or is it different? They may not qualify for the meals, but they may be able to get the services of something else. How does that work?
So I love that question because we get this question all the time. If you're 60 years of age or older, if you live in Fairfield County, you are eligible for our services.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what your income level is. It doesn't matter really your living environment. You could be living with a spouse. You could be living with children. The idea is when we bring you into the program, we will let you know what your eligibility is. So the meal services, if you have 3 people living in the home and they're all able to cook for you, you may not qualify for the home delivered meals, but we can say if you're looking for socialization, come on out to our community meal sites and have lunch in a group setting and get out of the house. So we're able to look at your situation and see, what services are most appropriate for you. Now people will say, well, I heard some of my neighbors have to pay towards services and some don't. So the meal services are all on a donation basis. Because we receive federal funds, we have to ask for a donation, but we never turn anyone away who can't make a donation. But some of the other services, like those personal emergency response buttons or the in-home care, we can offer those services on a sliding fee scale based on your income.
Okay.
So someone of very low income may not have much of a cost share to pay, whereas someone who has a healthier income might pay a little bit more towards the services.
Do you have any activities that are open out at the Meals on Wheels Center?
Oh, yes, we do. I'm so
Yes.
excited. Leslie Glenn, which I'll have to introduce you to her. You will love her. She's our new activities coordinator, and she
Okay.
has been fabulous connecting with the sheriff's office, connecting with the Heritage Association's coming in and going to do a production. GayFad Studio was in and did a presentation for the seniors. So Meals on Wheels, Senior Services Centers up there on Cedar Hill Road. We have memberships. So if you want to become a member, you just fill out a little form and you can come to any activities that we have going on. You can eat lunch at the site.
Cost, fee?
No fees. Again, by donation for your meal, the activities at this time are free. And so we've got silver sneakers running. We have a partnership with the Y, who they come in with their teacher or their instructors and are doing silver sneakers for us. And I love this. So we're getting more and more people into the center and offering them a variety of programming. Yeah. Leslie also connected with the police department, I believe. And I love her creativity, thinking about, okay, let's educate first responders in how to approach someone with dementia. And that's a huge thing that's happening. You know, we're seeing more and more of episodes and, you know, diagnosis of cognitive impairment. And a lot of times first responders come upon people and not knowing how to engage or interact or, you know, speak with the care support person that is with them. So I think the presentation was through the Alzheimer's Association that Leslie coordinated with the first responders, and I think it was well received, and I think they're hungry for more of that type of information.
Oh, I bet. And with you just saying that, I'll never forget walking into Grandma's house and the toast was still in the toaster.
Oh,
Who knows how long that toast had been in the toaster.
Yeah.
She was dealing with Alzheimer's. That was just one slight little thing, but she was good about covering it up.
And I think that, you know, when your viewers are hearing about Meals on Wheels, not only are we the meals, the services, but we really are acting as that catalyst, that entity that's kind of pulling different people together to address issues of aging.
Yes.
And that's what floats our boat. We're like, how can we best use the resources in the community? How can we all work together to make sure the needs of our seniors are being met?
Yes, absolutely. And then folks will start to see some changes a little bit with that. Oh, we've got March for Meals that we got to. I'm like, we're going on and on and on. But you guys are looking to maybe if they see something a little different because you've reached out to the community to maybe, I don't want to say rebrand completely, but just to make folks know.
Yeah, so
be aware.
People in the community may have seen some of our new ads that they say, "I didn't know you did that."
Yes,
and that's one of the statements we hear over and over when we start explaining the services that we have. We're doing presentations. People say, "I didn't know you did that."
Yes,
and we get to laughing about it a little bit, but we're taking it seriously because if you need meals, you know to call Meals on Wheels. So we're trying to figure out how do we best message to the community to help them understand the gold mine they got up there on Cedar Hill Road in our aging services office.
Yeah. So it's Meals on Wheels. It's the same Meals on Wheels. If you see something a little bit different to it, it's still the same Meals on Wheels, and Anna's not going anywhere. So
we just have so much more to
offer.
offer.
And we want to make sure that that's what. Yeah, they see that it is the same. There's just always so much more. Oh my goodness, you've got a lot to talk about for March. We haven't even gotten to that yet.
This always happens with us,
I know
Tina.
It does. It's like old friends getting together, talking about what's happening. Yeah. So Meals on Wheels, March is a big month.
It is. March for Meals is a national campaign, runs across the United States, and it's through the Meals on Wheels America. And it's promoting and raising awareness to senior isolation and hunger. And we know right here in Fairfield County, many seniors are experiencing that as well. And so we hold activities all throughout the month of March. During March, we're having our Pie Day fundraiser.
PI. But there are PIEs, if that makes sense.
I prefer the PIEs. And so, we used to do a 5K. We've moved on to Pie Day. But Clear Creek Cakes and Bakes are making the pies for us. We're accepting orders through February 27th, and we can even sneak a few more in until, I believe, March 3rd or 4th, somewhere along there.
Okay.
But if you would like to support our fundraiser, which will help us to provide services for our seniors through the Meals on Wheels programming, give us a call or visit us online. We're at 740-681-5050 or mealsonwheelsfairfieldcounty.org.
Okay.
All the information is right there. But we do have Community Champions Week coming up March 20th through the 24th, where members of our community can come in and have the Meals on Wheels experience for the day. You can meet our clients, you can do meal routes, you can work in the kitchen, you can work in the dining room, do whatever you would like to do to engage with our seniors. But it's a great fun week, and usually we get a couple mayors, we get some of our state senators who come out, we get local business owners coming out. So
Always accepting volunteers.
absolutely. Meal routes are exploding as the senior population continues to grow here in Fairfield County. And so, those routes just keep getting bigger and bigger. So we have to split them in half, so that makes more. They just keep multiplying.
And
we need volunteers to help us get those delivered in the city of Lancaster.
Perfect. And you don't need to commit to an everyday or anything, maybe once a week or even less than that.
Once a week is ideal. And we also
okay.
ask for church groups. Maybe they get a group of volunteers together to cover a route for us. But it's one day a week, and we know they're going to be that entity who's taking that route out for our seniors on a specific day.
And reach out to you all again, how?
Yeah, give us a call at 740-681-5050 or visit us online at mowfc.org.
Same contact if you've got a family member that you think needs services, and don't be ashamed, never be ashamed. Socialization is one of the most important things aside than eating and nutrition.
Absolutely.
Is to get and have in your life, unless you are somebody who's an introvert, but I'm not. So, and a lot of people I know that aren't. Even as you age, if you're an introvert, still having that one-on-one, somebody delivering your meals is important, I believe.
Absolutely, and the volunteers really reap a lot from the experience, especially with the delivery. You may be the only person that senior will see in the day, sometimes in the whole week.
Yes.
And so you're showing up with just that meal and a friendly smile really makes a big difference in their day. And knowing that Meals on Wheels is right here for them, just at the touch of a phone call.
Yes.
They can call us and we'll get them assistance, we'll get them services, and just be there as a listening ear. It just means the world to so many seniors.
And I'm telling you now, I always tell Anna, because I know my cup says, I make my own sunshine. She is the sunshine. So thank you for being such a blessing in our community. And folks, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. It's Down Home with Tina.
Bay Food Market is Fairfield County's source for high-quality, locally sourced meats. The meat case is always full of quality fresh beef, pork, gourmet burgers, and gourmet brats for you and your family to enjoy. Bay Food Market cures and smokes their own hams, bacon, and sausage. Visit Bay Food Market at the corner of Maple and Walnut Streets in Lancaster and discover the Bay Food Market difference. Open daily 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., closed Thursday and Sunday. Bay Food Market, proudly serving Fairfield County families for more than 90 years. Can I visit my doctor online?
Our providers offer telehealth appointments that fit your schedule, allowing you to get the care you need when you need it. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
Down Home with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors. Folks, it was about a week ago that I ended up, and I'm not ashamed to admit it because it just happens. It was just one of those days. I had 2 pieces of clothing on at 2 different parts of the day, inside out. And I thought, really, Tina, are you serious? But I tell you what I had to do. I just had to laugh it off, because sometimes at the end of the day, when I look at my day, I'm like, yep, it was pretty much an inside out kind of day. So now I've been super paranoid about my clothing being inside out or not. One happened to be in public and I realized it, and I scurried back really fast and had to change my clothes. So I wanted to leave you with a positive quote before I get out of here. Winds may blow, but nothing can extinguish the internal flame within you. Folks, I hope that you have an amazing week, and just don't remember, you make your own sunshine, and don't let the wind knock you over. And if it does, you just get right back up again. I hope you have a great week. God bless and good day.